this house is a colonial style design, colonial style design from Guyana in South America. The way we build houses in Guyana, and it's built on stilts because Guyana is below sea level, and most of the homes in Guyana, especially the old colonial buildings, were built on stilts. So if the water came in over the seawall at any time, or if it floods in the area, you live upstairs. So you, at least you'll be dry upstairs. But this is a old colonial style buildings. They really don't build buildings like this now. Most of the buildings that they're building in Guyana, they're concrete. Previously, most of the buildings were built out of wood. The windows were built with colonial kind of shutters. It's to keep the air flows through the house very easily, and it also helps to have some amount of privacy, but it keeps the house cool, because in those days there were no air conditioners. So most of the windows were left open, and air could have flowed through the house. But this speaks a lot in terms of how the people in that country lived, where they cook. Most times the door was left open so people could easily come in and have a conversation, or people sit on the steps and they would tell stories. Younger people would come and sit in the steps, or they would sit downstairs under the house. Under the house was a very famous part of Guyanese living. You come downstairs and you socialize with your friends. If you have special friends, then they go upstairs into the house. So this reminds me of the house that we lived in Georgetown. So I made a model of it to remind myself of the days that they used to build these colonial style buildings in Guyana. And I love it. It's has a lot of memory, a lot of history to it. And we enjoyed it. I mean, the windows, people come and they'll call, and you will look through the window. The windows are open. And you look through the window, and a lot of times I say, we sat on the stairs, on the steps, and we socialize, we conversate. So this is a lot of memory and history to the way we lived. Yeah, so the windows were left open, the doors are left open, so the air could easily pass through and keep the house cool. There's a little garage or washing room downstairs, and you had a lot of people come downstairs and they would have a little washroom downstairs. The entire house is actually built out of wood, and this is a past. This is a memory now. They don't do that. They most of the buildings are built now. It's modern. It's concrete. So I wanted to keep something. I wanted to, be able to do something so we can remember the way we used to live and the way we, So that's why I built this. Now, normally, buildings like this, I would build it out of clay. But this one, it's very important for you to understand that this building What I did here is very, very, very special because I went to the dollar store and I bought some cardboard boxes for a few dollars, and I came home and I cut it up. So this building is actually built out of cardboard. Everything that you see here is cardboard and some sticks, matchsticks, but all the shutters, everything is built out of cardboard. The roof is the inside of the cardboard that I removed the top, and you have the corrugated part that I use for the roof. So that's what makes it more special. It was just built out of cardboard. So really it's a cardboard house. It is painted with acrylic paint, so it will make it kind of archival. It will stay for at least 50 years or more, you know. So that's what makes it so special, because it's built out of recycled material. I use, I can show you some other buildings that I've done. Do you want me to show it? So this one was commissioned by the Historical Society, and believe it or not, this is the house that the famous Betsy Ross, the woman who sold the first American flag. This was our house in Philadelphia. She lived right in Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia, and they asked me to do this as a project. So I went down there and I, try to get the measurements and try to get a glimpse of how it was built. This was built out of cardboard. Most of the blocks, most of the bricks and all that you see here is all cardboard. And matchsticks. I use matchsticks to make the windows and stuff like that. Some of it has styrofoam board. And so there's partly styrofoam board and cardboard that I used to build this one. Oh, this is the famous house, a historical house in Philadelphia that was owned by Betsy Ross, the woman who sold the first American flag. So this was a commission project. And let me show you another piece that I did. This is also out of cardboard, but this was a famous house in Barbados. And I used to go to Barbados quite a lot. So this one, it's one of those old estate houses. And the way they build the houses, I really like the way they build the houses. So I decided to build this one. And it's all built out of the same recycled cardboard and out of matchsticks. So this is another project that I've done. Normally, as I said, I would have done this out of clay, but I wanted to try a different kind of medium. And that's why I decided to use cardboard and matchsticks. But I'm still gonna actually do some of them out of clay. So it will be permanent, it will last for forever, unless you break it up in hundreds of years until somebody discover it rotten somewhere under the ground. But this will last for quite a while. But this is done as a plaque, it's a piece of art, really. It's a work of art, and it's built in a way where it can be placed on the wall. It can easily be mounted on the wall. And so I make them in a way, it's not the whole house, but if you notice the way I make it, you can see part of the side of the house and most of the front of the house. So you can have a full understanding of what it is. And I made it so you can put it on the wall and display it on the wall. It's a beautiful piece of art. But this is part of my work that I do. I also do rendering or miniature houses for clients. I was commissioned to do the Mary Anderson historical home in Philadelphia also, and that was a big project. It was a beautiful project, and and I get commissioned to do these projects. I will do other projects that I liked also. I enjoy doing it too. So that's one of the things I really enjoy doing model houses. whether it's out of cardboard or out of clay. I really enjoy doing this project. But I think homes are what is about a home. It makes what makes these projects so special is because it tells you a lot about the people, how they live, how they utilize space, how they move through the room. It tells you a lot because a home is. When you think about a home, you also begin to think about the memories, the things that was done in that home, the people that live in that home, and the time, the period in which those homes were built. Those homes were built, and this really was a plantation house in Barbados. And most of the plantation houses in Barbados was occupied by colonial masters who probably had slaves. So some of these homes are still there in Barbados and in different parts of the world. So it gave us a lot of history, perspective, context, give it context in terms of what was happening in that time. So basically I will just like to say thank you for talking with me about the projects that I've done in terms of the miniature houses and the rendering. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you did enjoy looking at some of the work that I do. Different from my normal clay work and my pottery and my sculptures and stuff like that. This is a different edition. This is something separate. It's all a part of the art, but I try to use a lot of, sometimes I'm trying to use different kind of materials and mediums to actually bring out the ideas and expression. And sometimes I have to use fabric, I have to use cardboard, styrofoam board, or if I have to use clay. It depends on what I can actually tell the story with. But all the work that I'm doing, I'm telling stories. I'm using them to tell different stories. So this is a different story. You can have a whole conversation about this, about Barbados, about the American historical society, the history of America, and also the history of Guyana in terms of the British and the colonial